We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Welcome back to all of our wonderful and glorious fans. Yes, your king has returned to this edition of the Extreme Hardcore Nerds podcast. My apologies for leaving the kingdom last week, but there were some political matters that need to be done, so I left it in the hands, notice I didn't say capable hands, of my stewards, and we all saw how that goes.
Yeah, capable, because this is capable right now.
You know it. We can all admit it, this show just sucks without me.
Right.
I mean, without me bringing you hours upon hours of entertainment, news stories that you normally wouldn't hear anywhere else, or the superior journalistic integrity that only I can bring.
Not even gonna go down that road.
Batman can kick Superman's ass.
Shut up.
Yeah, how come we haven't heard that podcast, Andy?
That wasn't a podcast.
It was an afterthought. We had an intro.
That was just a conversation that shall be lost to the annals of
that
time.
lasted 45 minutes.
Conversation that was recorded. Do you just record all your conversations?
Yes.
For prosperity of when you fail. The one time when I do not succeed shall be chronicled and never told once again.
Every voicemail you get, you chronologically order Dale.
Yes, I talked to this person on this day because they needed something from me, and I must save this for all time because who knows when it's going to be where I have to dig this voicemail up for that specific purpose once again.
But he writes it all in Old English. It's like, on the 23rd year of the 17th moon in the summer of the solstice.
No. I don't write it. That's what I have my stenographer for.
Ah! Is he mini?
Yes. My portable stenographer.
Your portable
Gotta
stenographer.
love him.
I feel like that was just a reference I didn't get.
It totally was.
It's okay. You're a fetus.
Going back to that conversation we had in the car while we were on the way up here.
Whoosh.
So yes, I am, of course, your host, your all-knowing, exalted one, your king of kings, Big Daddy Cool, Andy Kruger. And joining me in studio this week,
The bringer of the humor, the Dark Reaper. That's me, the Stephen Crichton.
and also with us this week,
Goats, boats, and all the glory, Gunner Sipper.
and now conspicuous by his absence because he had other things to take care of this week, but that's all right. Of course, we speak of our good friend, the Butthorn himself, Garrett Four.
This show will actually go smoothly.
Possibly. We'll see what happens.
throw a
We
bear trap somewhere.
are supposed to be talking the Amazing Spider-Man video game.
Please prepare your tables, because they're about to get flipped.
So, to give you any indication, we are going to be reviewing a video game based on a movie.
Well,
Based on
If-
the game.
if
That's
pre-
based on a movie. That's based on the comic. That's based on the thoughts of somebody who doesn't.
If that already hasn't give you any indication of where this is going to go, yeah.
Why the hell are you here?
Also this week, we have lots and lots of gaming news, lots of movie news, a little bit of comic news to cover.
why are you looking at me?
You're looking at me!
Because you're talking!
I just you see what I mean? You see what I mean? You stared him long enough, it's like some kind of evil, and he's like, why is everyone staring? I feel like you've been in the top of the class once, and everyone's got to avert their eyes down as you speak to them, otherwise you're like, why are you staring at me, motherfucker?
It's okay, I'm just going to host this podcast and read out the news, but nobody look at me while I do it.
Don't do that, Jay!
We're sorry, Tracy Jordan. Don't look at me in the eyes.
So with all that having been said, yes, we do have a big podcast this week, so make sure you stay with us as we will be right back.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
Welcome back, and it is now time for us to scour the globe in search of news and enlightenment. It's now time for the news. Kicking us off this week, The Expendables 2 is getting a video game by Ubisoft.
So,
I thought we already knew this.
tons.
It was rumored, but now we actually have seen the footage.
Cool.
So it'll be called Tom Clancy Multiple People.
Or Mercenaries 3.
No, this is more like Ghostbusters. Revenge of the Slime style. It's 4-person, that kind of over the top or side scrolling, just shoot shit.
I feel like you
That-
could have referenced so many
The
other
things
games.
that would better fit this mold than that.
Off the top of my head, that a majority of people would know, the Zombies level in Black Ops, the arcade version.
Well, that tells you right there, because when's the last time I played a crap-a-duty game?
Well, I mean, Matt, how many people was it? Millions? Something million?
Andrew just considers himself one of the giant or bigger minorities of that.
Please, while we're on the hipster stats, tell me how many people played Ghostbusters.
Actually, wait, hold on. Are we talking Revenge of the Slime? That was the download thing through
No,
Xbox
the other
Live,
one.
or the actual Ghostbusters the video game?
Take your pick.
Actually, the first person Ghostbusters video was very well received. It was actually done
I
quite
know.
well.
I played that one. That one was pretty good.
Now, the download only one that was kind of like the Expendables that they totally messed up, yeah, that wasn't received very well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? That's why I referenced the game I did.
Really.
Really.
Ding! That better be After Effects then, bitch.
And as long as we're talking that wonderful franchise we can't get enough of by Activision, Black Ops 2 could be bringing back the Nuketown multiplayer map.
Yay.
It was actually a pretty cool map.
I did find that.
It
rather
was-
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be as good. It was kind of like, it's funny because everyone's a cardboard cutout. I don't know. The second time it's like, oh, look, more cardboard
More
cutouts.
Well, it'd be even funnier if you found a fridge and a hat on the ground. You went, I get that!
It'd only be better if they did that in the Men in Black game.
Oh, God.
I would play that game.
I'm sure you would.
Connect support.
Speaking of, Xbox 360 owners that have a Kinect can download Haunt straight to their console for no cost until Tuesday, July 2nd, 2012.
Is that a game where you play a priest who gets possessed by his brother and you solve crime Spider-Man style, but you're willing to rip people apart for the government?
Huh?
Haunt the comic book?
I was gonna say, I'm like,
where
think,
are you going?
I'm like totally thinking, like, I think he's describing a comic, but I'm not sure. Either way, it's frightening.
At first I thought he was talking Fear 3 again. I'm like, we already discussed that game.
And at the second time, I was hoping, was this Gunner's Night?
That explains why he's always so tired.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Oh. No, I've only seen a couple screenshots for this, and as we all know, a huge fan of the Kinect I am.
Yeah, right there with the Wii U.
We'll see.
Remind me to tell you about the Zero Punctuation E3 review after the break.
Oh, God. Let's see. Also, as long as we're talking Nintendo announced the hiring of Duncan Earl Jones. He will oversee the development of Nintendo of America's digital business for the Wii U and the 3DS, aka their download site.
All right. Let's hope that having more attention on it, they'll actually, get this thing to function correctly the first time.
You're putting a lot of faith into them.
Well, they're putting a lot of time and energy into doing it, so might as well give
Yes,
them...
we also saw that they put a lot of time and energy into that wonderful hemorrhoid on the ass of gaming we call the Wii.
Nah, I don't think they put in that much time. Probably a lot of energy, but I don't know about much time.
Let's see. Sega Europe announced that as a result of their recent restructuring, it is closing its offices in France, Germany, Spain, Austria, and Benelux.
They are really taking that you didn't like Sonic thing seriously. It was just a joke, guys. I'm sorry.
More importantly, where's Bellanux?
I don't know.
In between Voldemort and Bellatrix.
I mean, I thought I'd like.
It's got to be one of those microstates somewhere in between Europe and Asia.
I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't that bad at geography. And
No, I was
you'd
like,
throw a
okay, I've heard of
curveball
that.
at
I've
me.
heard of that. I've heard of that. I know where that.
Can point out every one of those on a map. That one would be like.
That's Iceland.
You mean there's a crayon in my brain?
Yes, it's okay.
Is he having a seizure right now? Or?
I can't tell if he's having a seizure or is he okay.
Oh, let's see. I know this one you'll be able to speak on a little bit more than I.
I do that.
It is rumored that we have possibly seen concept art for Half-Life 2, Episode 3.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Am I the only one that just likes Half-Life in this office? Do I give out that much praise and no one else?
Well, you wrote the article on it for the website. You are the Half-Life player, as far as I
Ouch.
know. I don't know.
Ouch.
I know. I tried it.
Fuck that guy.
Thank you for taking the time to get to know me.
Yeah,
Half-Life 2.
Well, he wrote it. Clearly, he must have all the information about it.
You wrote it. I was trying to. Fine, fuck it. Last time I gave you any kind of praise.
By the way, I'm pretty sure I wrote the last DC article. Apparently, I'm the expert now.
You see how it's like just the asses of everybody? But no.
Are we instigating too much?
The other one's not here. He needs someone to keep him kind of in the cage, or he'll just kind of we'll just walk anywhere we go. But no, I know you. Did you at least read it too, or did you even look at it?
I've been busy.
Okay, so it's still a rumor. I haven't seen or looked back for any confirmation about this, but once again, I don't know if this is someone playing a joke or if this is just them and someone just. Nah, we didn't need any more because we don't know anything about it, so they just threw it wherever. But once
if it
again,
involves Half-Life 3,
or if it even
Half-Life
involves
anything
or
Valve.
all of the art does look. It all looks like Alex Vance. It's tons of different concept arts of Alex Vance in multiple different kinds of costumes. But once again, I mean, like, there's no like written name in any of the art. Like, they actually don't have the person's name who made it or anything like that, and it's got maybe like a logo, a watermark for the Valve company. But once again, it's all digital art, so
anybody's got Photoshop.
anyone can have prop to this. Anybody could do this in Photoshop and make this. This could be a concept work. This could be all concept work from somebody's art gallery or someone's site. So, but apparently the site who put it up claimed it as taken from a legitimate source within Valve. And apparently it's all timestamped at 2010. So it's been sitting somewhere for a while. I the first thing I only saw when I hit it, I was like, great, they are gonna have another protest, aren't they? That's all I saw that coming from this again. Because I know every Half-Life and every Valve nerve has pretty much been begging them for any information they can get. And, weeks and months of nothing, and then all of a sudden, there's some concept art that comes from nowhere, but we're not going to say anything about it. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
No, I don't think you'll get a protest. Everyone's already mad enough about not getting a summer sale this year. And the big conspiracy online is it's the third summer sale, and that's why we'll never see it.
Oh, wow! Really? Ow! Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I don't think we have room to complain about a sale not occurring when every other. I mean, come on. We might get one for 4th of July. Every other couple of months there's a sale because of some other random holiday that comes.
No, but the last 2 years Steam's had the Steam summer sale,
Yeah.
and this year somebody had made the comment it's not
That
going to happen because it's the third one. Just like we'll never get Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, Half-Life 3, Half-Life 2, Episode 3. None of it will happen.
They know triples kill franchises.
I'm not bringing that one up yet. But let's see. Also, as long as you're speaking Valve revealed Source Filmmaker, a tool it uses to create all of its animated short films. The technology is designed to condense the production pipeline of an animation studio down to a single gaming PC.
I'm totally going to get that.
It actually sounds like something...
Well, we've all watched it in action. We've watched... I'm sure everyone here has watched every one of the Team Fortress 2 videos.
Yeah.
And the last one that just came out, which... is scary.
I haven't seen the new one yet. I know I've seen the big Russian guy.
Yeah, the heavy.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, there's that one. There's one. There's one for the doctor or the medic.
I thought the pyro
There's
was
one
the third
pre-medic
one.
that has the spy, and the latest one was the pyro.
Surprised they're moving so slow for such an old game.
It could be because most of the animations were made because they were using that, so it's all them implementing it and then putting those out because of it. But I mean, still, they're all funny as hell to watch regardless. I'd watch an entire movie made out of that if it'd be like, it's like Pixar, but better.
All right, let's see. Also, Square Enix announced that it's cutting back on large-scale development. Reason why? Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 at one point had over 200 people working on the project. Square hopes to avoid having teams that large in the future.
I hope you were going to add it was a bitch.
That too.
That was one of the quotes. It was a bitch. It's not too surprising. I mean,
200 developers under the same roof trying to accomplish the same goal with their own ideas?
It's not at all.
No, this doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
Well, it's not like this hasn't been their method for, the last couple of years. They've been doing that on a lot of their games, and rightfully so, since they are the insane company that likes to go, engines of everyone else, fuck that, we'll make a new one for us. You're like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, so maybe all these other announcements before have been leading up to this supposed conclusion of things. Okay. I mean, the idea of, well, we're going to use the Unreal Engine now. Oh, okay, so you're not going to have to build everyone. We're going to make 3 games off of that engine. Okay, so you'll have teams dedicated to that. And now we're going to work on smaller groups. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get all the reason for all those other ideas. So hopefully this means faster games,
yes.
for one. And
a real game company now instead of a movie studio?
They can still be their movie studio. I mean, if they do movie studio quality work, that's fine with me, as long as they still have the game part underneath it. Like, this is the whole point of it. I have no problem with that. But, hopefully this time we don't get, these are the greatest graphics ever, and I can never go see them.
Speaking of the greatest graphics ever... So those of us, myself included, who were hoping that we were going to get a Final Fantasy VII HD remix, which you guys talked about on last week's show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is official. It will not be developed anytime soon.
Why, Andy?
President and CEO, I'm going to butcher this name. Yoshiwada?
It's good enough.
Said, presently the company is not making Final Fantasy games that exceed the quality of Final Fantasy VII. Therefore, if we were to release a release a 7 remake right now, the Final Fantasy franchise would be done with. AKA, they're not giving the fans what they want because they can't produce a game that lived up to the legacy of the game that the fans want.
AKA... Final Fantasy VII is better than all other Final Fantasies.
Declared by them.
From them! I have won. Fuck you! Oh, that feels so good. Leg stump, headbutt. Yeah.
Shouldn't it be headbutt, leg stomp?
Depends
Hey,
on which one.
How is Dirge Erebus?
Not 7.
7 spinoff.
Advent Children spinoff. Yeah.
It was okay.
But So this just means fan A or B, come talk to me. We'll just fucking do it ourselves.
Well, that's dumb because I definitely do actually disagree with that. I think 10 at least.
I think
was decent.
I think 10. I think there's a lot. Each one of them has any separate flaw of goodness in them that makes them stand out above the rest in a certain way.
I just don't think the storyline in 10 stood up to what 7
I think 10 was okay. The only difference is 7 is that literally 7 is not just a milestone. It's literally that thing that changed everybody else. That's the problem. You're going to have a hard time knocking that stone away.
No, I know that, and I'm not saying, like, 7 is a bad game. I think it's unfair because 7 is, like, your generation's Final Fantasy, where 10 is probably more mine.
Yeah.
So for them to say 7 is a landmark for that generation, of course, all the fans are going to think that's the best one because that's their game. Like, you...
Did he actually say generation?
No.
No,
okay.
he just said it.
But I understand where you're coming from with that one. But at the same time, too, it's like it's not like you don't have. It's like I never got to play Final Fantasy VII. I only got 10 and up. This is going back to the old argument of who's the best James Bond. Is it Sean Connery? Is it Roger Moore? Is it the one and only George Lazenby? Is it Pierce Brosnan? Is it Timothy Dalton?
If you're using that comparison, it's like saying we are not going to create any DVDs remastered of any of our James Bond because the last 2 movies released were not that great.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair.
Well, one of them was great. The other, yeah.
Well,
Quantum of Solace did not. Casino Royale was awesome, but
I mean, it's exactly that. It's like saying because our last 2 movies haven't been that great, probably because they're talking about 12, 13, maybe 11. What was the last online one? Was that 14?
14.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those haven't been the best. So punish everyone else that likes your franchise? Like
it's more of that we don't want to put we've got nothing in the pipeline to do anything, so we're going to have to.
We want to raise our standard back up to where it was when we created this.
Yeah, but
and the problem is if they have none of those people on anymore, is most of those people have either quit, started their own companies, or they've just literally,
Yeah, but don't you think if you were going, you just took a break, dropped 13-2, because that game's never going to happen.
It already did.
It's already out.
Or not 13-2.
I have it.
13 versus. That's the one I meant.
No.
Like, stop shooting and trying to keep going off that. Just make a whole new project, release the 7 HD, get all your old fans excited about Final Fantasy again, and then give us something new.
It's because I don't think they know what... I think everyone has a complication of what they mean by remake. That's the thing. Because the way they explained it before, when we first asked for the remake, and he said the same exact thing. Not the fact that 7 was great, but the fact that there's nothing we could do that would remake it, that would put it, or would possibly, that would harm the standard of the game. So it almost sounded like how he was saying, we wanted them to recreate the whole game.
No, we just want slap HD graphics on it.
And that's the way he worded it. And even in this, it sounds like he's meaning in that exact same manner where it's like, we don't want any changes. I want all the bugs still in there. I just want all the graphics updated to the standards that we have today. And I think that when we say that, they keep thinking, oh, you want, those little spots in there that made the game fixed where they were probably broken or something. It's like, no. We don't want that.
Doesn't make sense because they were already doing that with DS titles, like the really original Final Fantasies, because we've had the 8-bit graphics. That's great, and people liked them. And then they beefed it up to the 3D DS graphics.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same exact game.
But I'm guessing he's saying that the actual crappiness of the game is also a part of that legacy that made it part of what it was. It could also be that. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I can still picture and draw all of the characters they were originally in their 8-bit forms or in the actual 3D forms that they had them in, but I don't think my mind would be that twisted if I saw them in modern-day graphics or saw them as their new modern-day self.
Especially with advent children.
Yeah, I mean, that elevated it rather highly. I think that did quite well, especially for one movie they didn't put in theaters.
Like,
Well, I was gonna say too. Just go to DeviantArt and search your favorite Final Fantasy character. You'll
yeah.
get plenty
Yeah.
of updated art.
I mean, just give us the game, but with Advent Children.
Which is why I said I'm like,
Levels.
just have a fan do it, because at any level they'll have way more reverence and respect for the game than probably the current creators, because they're so fearful of messing something up, whereas a fan will go over all that minute detail that the original creator remembered doing, but most of the people in the company probably won't catch as much. So I'd let them do it. I mean, the Sonic HD that came out was gorgeous. It looked brilliant, and then they took it down, because the company was like, we don't want you to put this up. It's like, the guy wasn't charging any money for it. He just did it, but he did a fantastic job. Have a fan do that. I mean, it'll probably get shut down, but it'll show you that it can be done, and it looks good, and people like it.
No, it just means that when Final Fantasy 13 Versus comes out, it'll be the highest grossing game ever for Square Enix, just so they can say, okay, now we have a game that's competed with Final Fantasy 7, so here you go. So
You mean
the
Final
fans
Fantasy
can-
15?
Yeah.
Since now that might be a name change.
So now we'll finally we'll buy your crappy game to get it to the standard.
So that's
to
our-
get it to the level where we need it, so we can get the game we want.
So our plan now is to tell everyone to just buy whatever next Final Fantasy comes out.
Whatever the next
in
Final Fantasy title is,
high-grossing
buy
numbers,
it out.
and then send them messages. Look, millions of dollars. Now give us 7. We'll swallow the poison if it means getting the glory.
Work for Tim Schafer.
True. Oh, let's see. Moving on from Final Fantasy, because I'm sure we could probably sit and talk that all day. Digital Extremes, the developer behind The Darkness 2, reveals its upcoming free-to-play first-person shooter, Warframe.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is them also, jumping on with Firefall and all of that, because we're getting a lot more first-person MMO kind of games.
Yeah.
That are free to play. I don't know if that's supposed to be with this. They have a decent gun mechanic. I don't know if they'll have their violent aspect in there as well, but
I didn't have a chance to check out any of the
they know how to
footage.
do. They know how to do a decent shooter, so I can't fault them there.
Okay.
So, but I mean, if this is the direction they want to go in, go ahead, try it. We'll see how it works out.
They're going the safe route. They're going to a first-person shooter.
That's true as well.
Which right now is probably the hottest thing
you can do right now.
yeah. So, and speaking of which, those of you who are fans of Attack of the Show will be happy to know that you can rescue Candace Bailey in Sudden Attack, the first-person shooter online PC game, and their new hostage mode.
What do they mean by rescue?
Well, basically what it is that this was originally over in China and Japan, and they just hired Candace to do the American version of it. She's in a gas chamber, and you have 5 minutes to free her. Go.
What do they mean by rescue?
Save her life.
Is there a fail state?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
Gunner sees where I'm trying to mine this for.
Oh, yeah.
I have no
Everyone
idea
does.
where you're going.
No, I'm just hoping that there's not an Easter egg in there where all of a sudden you burst through the door, you take out the enemies, and you see her, and you see Kevin Pereira. Which one will you save?
Kevin Pereira.
Of course. That's what I mean. It's like
do we have to do the box and the button thing all over again?
No. You
At first, someone in the world with that. Don't even finish. Just
But if you hit that, then who gives a shit?
first, we receive $1 million. Secondly, someone will.
Do you ever listen to the Hopcast?
Yes, of course.
Didn't they do
All 3 of them.
one where you gotta kill one, marry one?
Oh,
and
kill,
screw
fuck,
one?
marry?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
it
did
was,
kill, fuck, marry the Avengers.
No, but they didn't they do one where it was like Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion, the 10th Doctor, and one other person. It wasn't Stephen Gagin. It wasn't Stephen Moffat. Who was the third?
I don't know.
I know it was 3 guys.
Yeah.
I know it was 3 guys that they all favorably love.
And that was the kind of situation when you're like Kevin Pereira,
Candace Bailey. But no one had a dilemma in this point. We all went for the right choice.
But it was all like, everyone's like, well, obviously this person. It was like, really? And you're like, oh god, what have I done?
Yeah, wasn't it? Oh god, one of them said kill Nathan Fillion. They all flipped the fuck out. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Just don't do that.
You don't fucking kill Nathan Fillion.
Oh, let's see. Also, we found out that Eps89 will have its own panel at Comic-Con 2012.
Woo. Yay. So maybe we'll learn more info about this little thing.
Man, I'm so excited for this comic book convention.
That has so much to do about comics and all of the characters that are there.
Hey, that's your big day. That's your big special.
Seriously, I'm so not excited for that.
Seriously, I'm so happy.
It's like, I'm not even going to be here for that one.
I hope you don't write a fucking thing, because I'm just going to stare at you and go, all of this is yours. Every piece of info has to come
God,
from you.
I'm going to
I'm going to sit there and just like, yes, eat the straw.
I was looking at stuff and like there hasn't been a lot of news and it's previews and it's nothing comics.
I know.
None of it's comics. I'm like, really? What are you going to talk about there?
I just want to see Gunnar just break down and just 80 messages over and over again of, is this Comic-Con or not? Just asking that question over and over again.
Oh, let's see. We found out that True Blood's Camilla Lundington, also of Californication fame, is confirmed as she is the voice behind Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider.
So you all can picture a face to all of the supposed rape. Ding!
Which
Yeah.
didn't help because it was a pretty damn hot face.
She looked pretty beaten. I don't know if I'd want that.
I'm confused. Are you talking about Laura?
No!
I just want to make sure.
See, because if he could confuse that, everyone else can. So now we know. Now we all know. We've answered that question from one other podcast about that. It's like, what, did 3D turn you on?
Resident Evil.
Oh, well, that's just sexy. But
The restaurant opens in Tokyo.
I thought this was a huge joke. I wanted to go find the first Japanese person and high-five them so hard when I saw that. I went, your country knows how to fucking make a joke against us so bad. Because I was like, just a few months after the bath salt incident, yes! Way to stick it to us.
Oh.
Someone in America went crazy and ate somebody. Let's make a restaurant about Resident Evil. Like, I'm amazed that country didn't just have a giant.
Well, it is shaped like a smiley face. It's China's Joker grin.
So that's where he is. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Let's see. To go from the incredibly high to the incredibly low, Nintendo announced this week that they are making a 3DS XL
Yeah.
for $199.
$200 and you get a mega-sized 3DS.
Coming out August 19th.
Does
And
anyone...
I've always wanted 2 tablets.
And I love the quote here from Iwata. We won't make the same mistake that we did with the 3DS, which was considered relatively high priced by consumers.
The only good news coming out of this is I'm hoping the 3DS is dropping drastically in price now.
I'm only hoping that this means that the
It'll probably knock off $20.
that the 30XL is just too fucking old brick.
No, if this is coming out at $199, that they'll stay at the regular price point.
I don't know.
Guaranteed.
We'll see. You have to see who
Because
falters first.
As soon as the
Because this is just their excuse to finally get the regular DS Lites off the shelves.
yeah, but as soon as the DSi came out, the others dropped in price pretty big.
Well, but look at the difference in technology from the DSi to the DS Lite.
Yeah.
And then again, when you look at the 3DS compared to, I mean, when you look at the price points from the DSi XLs and the regular DSi's, they're only about $20 a difference. So, I'm just saying.
Math. Not your friend.
Let's see. Also, Sony announced this week that Kaz Hirai has stepped down as their representative director and chairman of Sony Computer Entertainment. Now, fear not, he is not leaving the company, as he will retain his position as president and CEO of Sony Corp.
That hot seat just a little too hot.
So he's going. He's still in the big boy chair, but he's just leaving COA or COE or SOE. That's what I meant.
There you go. I'm like COE. I'm like, what?
I think he meant CEO.
Yeah, too many damn acronyms in there.
CUE? Compulsory Execution Unit? What?
Let's see. Vizio announced this week that they are making the Vizio Co-Star stream player, which will be the first streaming player to offer video games through OnLive. So they're making a box that you can stream content on.
Oh, I know.
But it'll also feature OnLive for your gaming pleasure. So there's this box. It's a little thing about yay big that sits on the top of your television that will be able to encompass all of your media needs.
Isn't that called an Xbox?
I walked them right into it.
I knew if I just waited long enough.
I'm like, I'm going to get the answer I want. It's just I have to leave the trail of breadcrumbs.
And then you realize, oh wait, there's a cliff.
No, that was the answer I was going for.
Should I have rephrased that? Isn't that a stick of truth?
No, a stick of truth is a horrible lie that will never see the light of day.
Duke!
You bought it!
I don't care! I waited until it was $5 clearance!
$120.
That was just because I had to pay for the express shipping.
Statue.
No regrets.
Life lesson learned. We'll put it that way.
I tried to defend you. I tried to justify your purchase. And you just throw it away.
Oh, do I regret that I bought Duke? No.
I tried to stop you. I try to give you wisdom and knowledge. You always throw it back in my face, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to let him stick his finger in the socket. He'll figure it out.
Johnny just put his hand on the stove and got burnt. Should we help him? Nope.
Nope.
Let's see if he does it one more time. Then he'll know.
Since this time he didn't come back and look at me and scream.
Let's see. The $99 Xbox 360s with Kinect are now available at Best Buy and GameStop.
Did you say 99?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that 4 gig?
4 gig, but this is the
It's the one.
subscription-based Xboxes that we covered a couple weeks ago.
It's that one.
You basically you pay it's like $15 a month that you have to be an Xbox Live Gold member and this or that, and you have to keep a certain. It's like a cell phone contract basically. You're locked in for 2 years under a profile under Xbox Live but you get an Xbox 360 for $100. But it's a 4 gig.
Yeah.
We found a way to monetize Xbox.
Well, no, I know. I'm just trying to. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
So, I'm not walking down the road. Let's see. 007 Legends confirmed On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the second film in the video game. So out of 22 possible movies, you pick the worst fucking movie out of all of them.
Is this James Bond?
and you pick the one movie that only had the Bond for one single film because he sucked so bad in George Lazenby.
Yeah, we're talking about
wish I
that.
had
Yes.
red lipstick.
I saw this and I wanted to throw my monitor out the window. The only thing that is even salvageable about that movie is Louis Armstrong's theme for the movie, which I can't remember the title of it right off the top of my head, and the fact that they had Diana Riggs in it as James Bond's wife.
Wife?
Yes, he's actually been married. But he's been married for about a whole 10 minutes because as soon as they get married, they're off to their honeymoon, and the evil organization attacks them and winds up killing her.
Is that their name? I really hope the name is the
Evil
Evil
Organization.
Organization.
No,
BL.
again, I as big of a James Bond fan as I am, I'm trying to remember. Because that was the original Sean Connery ones. You had the evil organization that was going up against MI6 and James Bond, and that's where you got the guy who had the white cat that sits in his lap that's constantly petting.
Dr. Evil?
Yeah, that's essentially what
I've seen Austin Powers.
Yeah,
I can
that's what
drop
Austin
that.
Powers
Is aping.
is off of is the original James Bond movies. So. And there was the 6 of them because it ended with Live to Die Twice.
How many? There's 22 James Bond
22
movies?
James Bond's movies,
Okay.
not including the American ripoff that starred Kim Basinger and Sean Connery that Universal put out that they don't consider part of the retcon.
What one is that called? If you don't remember, don't worry about it.
No,
I have very limited James Bond knowledge.
I can look it up real quick. I just remembered because it was one of those. I was like, I'm watching a James Bond movie, but it was American Hollywood trying to launch their own James Bond franchise to compete with the actual James Bond franchise, and it fell flat on its face.
See that? This is why we don't want Doctor Who America movie.
So we're gonna get a Doctor Who America movie.
Do you feel my pain, Andy?
Nope.
Do you?
Well,
From far in the past, it comes forth to once again fuck the future.
Oh God.
not
Last week's
going there
podcast.
So a Wreck-It Ralph game is being developed by Activision in collaboration with Disney Interactive.
Well, it should be great because they're good at ruining something. So this is perfect.
So another a game based off of a movie made by Activision. Gee, I wonder where I've heard this before.
It's based off of a cartoon. I don't know how often they do a cartoon one. I hope it's just the 8-bit game.
Oh,
That would be brilliant.
They already
if it
have that
was
on
that.
there.
Yeah, I know.
You can already go online and get that. Let's see. Also, Atari celebrates its 40th anniversary this week.
Yay!
Does that make you
They've
feel?
done so many things.
Bloop. Boop. Boop. Pong.
That's Pong.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't know?
That was sarcasm.
I was gonna go every Dragon Ball Z game ever.
Yeah.
They've been responsible for
But they-
Tenkaichi, Budokai.
I was like,
all of those
the
other
new,
up
is the
to-
new Kinect one Atari too?
I believe so. They've bought pretty much all anything Shonen Jump is pretty much under their belt.
Okay.
'Cause they did that one. They did the One Piece one.
So basically,
I
all they gotta
believe
do
they
is
were responsible
swap
for-
out the
Didn't they do
characters because I
Naruto?
think the graphics are all the same.
Oh, the
too.
graphics are pretty much the same, but I believe the style changes though.
Did they do the Naruto ones too?
No,
Okay.
they didn't get that one. Whatchamacallin stole that from them. Actually, no, they might be the producers of that or the publisher.
Okay.
But 2Connect is the one that's responsible for all of the workings of it.
Okay. Let's see. Capcom revealed to its investors that an open-world action RPG has shipped 1 million copies since its release, and it is going to be a major franchise.
We all know what
Dragon
that
Dogma.
is. You enjoyed it, didn't you?
It wasn't bad.
But it means fixes.
yes.
That's what this means.
In making it a major and wanting to make it a major player, yes, it means that they should actually put some more time and effort into the next one.
So,
Which is pretty much confirming we are going to get a next one.
So, save states and some motherfucking fast travel.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe some.
I wouldn't
maybe
even
a
want
random
fast
enemy
travel.
counter.
Just give me a mount.
Maybe some random. Oh, there's plenty of things to, if they don't want to do that are alternatives to that situation. But
I was expecting you to go, there's plenty of things to mount.
I'm not you mixed with Garrett. My brain doesn't have to go straight to that because, yeah, I've already done that. I'm good. It's away from me now. But, yeah. Lots of fixes that can be made. They
Yes.
don't have to go that route, but they can do them.
Yes, no, I definitely agree. It was a
Random number generator, you probably need to look into that.
It was a decent starting on point, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that needs to be cleaned up. So, all right, and now on to some disappointing news. I still don't know why you did this to me, you fucking bastard.
I do a lot of things that people don't like.
Yeah, but this
It's
was
what keeps me alive.
This was not cool. It really wasn't.
Am I going
Yeah.
to enjoy this?
Oh, yeah.
Far Cry 3 has been delayed until December 4th, 2012. The reason behind it, we're taking more time to create the best possible gameplay experience. AKA, we're not done with the damn game.
I only whispered in a few people's ears to get that to happen. It's really easy to see how fucked up and creepy those investors get when you say a few simple words. I know that from personal experience at Activision. Don't ever say anything to our head boss. Why? He takes everything at face value. Really? I don't think the game's doing that well. There's lots of issues. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. 6-month development cycle increased. It's true. Some of them really take those words to heart when they're standing this close to you.
But no, this one hurts.
A couple of months. 2 months is not going to kill you.
Not even 2 months, but I mean, this is even after the big Thanksgivings, sales and stuff like that. So it's like
If a game can't survive its not being in a hot sale season, I don't think it's that much of a game then. If it needs the guise of insanity around it, which is Willie would play into their game's theme, but if they need to have that to sell, then I think something's wrong.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that it needs it to sell, but I figured it would be one of those that you would try to get, kind of that Black Friday is your magic date. You want to be out before then.
Well, it seems that they're thinking more of the game than the actual numbers. So I'd rather have the game thought of than how much I can get paid.
No,
Which is true. I know you're not saying it against that, but if that's the idea of the company's moving, then I'm totally going to go for that. I don't know why almost all the companies haven't just started copying, pasting everybody else's or the first person's words of this, because that's pretty much what it's been for most of this year for delays. We need
generic press release. Just send them the template. Insert our CEO's name here.
Yeah.
It's like a Mad Libs. Oh, let's see. Also, we found out that Guild Wars 2 will be released on August 28th.
Which reminds me to go talk to somebody because someone said it was delayed until next year.
I saw a trailer. I think it was a cast where they're mocking every game trailer ever, where it's like slow drum, dramatic shot, quick cut, dramatic shot, quick cut, title.
You will buy.
It works. And also, as long as we're talking release dates, Pokemon Black and White 2 will be coming out October 7th.
Fuck
Okay, moving on.
Why would you do that?
You could have just said it, and I wouldn't even said it. You could have just done it, but you had to just post it there.
I'm confused. What made you hate this game?
I fell out of that Pokemon phase a long time ago.
But falling out and actually having some kind of gripe with it is totally different. I'm wondering what it did to you.
It didn't do anything to me. It's just
I don't care anymore. So therefore, it must be treated like everything else I despise and hate in this world.
Someone else cares about it, so he's got to crush it.
Someone cares about it way too much and he has to crush it? Could that be it?
No, if I cared too much, I would have bought Conquest. I cared just enough to try everything to TiVo it.
Yeah, but you care enough. You will care enough to at least play all of its side offshoots that are not it.
But Dynasty
Pokemon,
Warriors.
buy me.
How many Dynasty Warrior games have you played, though?
Actually, quite a few.
I'm sorry.
Well, they're
Like-
fun.
Like, more than the allotted amount I'm thinking of? Like, all of the offshoot ones that they did? Like Gundam's Dynasty Warriors?
I really wanted to play Gundam.
From X Plays Real
Yeah,
Life
exactly.
Achievements.
That's what I'm thinking of. Like, I'm wondering out of the stack, what has he really played? Because if he's only played that 1, 2, 3, 4 that were good, I'm like, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
If he's played that one and then those 5 others that are just going to make all of your skin come off, and then this, I'm like, you'd have a different perceptive to wanting to do it.
That depends. Does that also include Samurai Warriors?
It can.
I believe it does.
Because that's technically, well, that's an offshoot.
Yeah. But I mean, there is an actual list of
Yeah.
just Dynasty Warrior games. I'm just wondering how many of those you've played. Because if you've just played one and then skipped all the way next to the good one, it's like, no.
All right. So, according to Dave Cox, the head developer for Konami and European, we are talking Contra reboot.
Yay?
But
I don't know.
Nothing's in place.
I feel
as of
weird.
yet.
Really, really weird. I'm not sure. Because this is just reminding me of, not Forerunner, not Future Runner, whatchamacallin' that came out.
Spy Hunter?
It was a reboot of an old game that's really good, and it was Shadowrun.
Okay.
It's reminding me of that. It's like, you have really, really good, and then you do reboot, and it's really, really bad.
Well, I'm guessing that if they do, it's probably going to be to try and get it into that first-person shooter range.
We'll
they're
see.
going to turn it into Metroid Prime.
See, and that we'll see, because it makes me feel weird then.
I know. Let's see. Also this week, Radical Entertainment has closed its doors and is no longer developing new games. Although some of the employees have stayed on to support existing titles, there will be nothing new coming from Radical.
Remind me who they are.
Prototype 1 and 2.
Sad.
Cussing didn't really sell that game very highly, I'm guessing.
Maybe I should have bought Prototype 2 instead of renting it.
It's all your fault, Gunner.
Well,
That's usually how I feel a lot of times when something doesn't get sold. I find that very often. Like, I don't buy something, and then next week I find out the company's being laid off, and everyone's fine. I'm like, wow,
If
maybe
we're going off that logic, how come you didn't buy Kings of Amalur then, you bastard?
Same idea. I didn't buy that game, and all of a sudden next week the company's in order straight. I'm like, oh my god, did I cost this again?
because I liked the demo. It wasn't $60 worth of like, though.
Suda51 goes down, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Oh, let's see. And then, last but certainly not least for gaming news, the thing we kind of teased earlier in the show, Mass Effect 3.
I'm surprised we're not doing a review.
Been, what, 3 months, 4 months since we all sat in these chairs and discussed the...
I wouldn't go if discussed.
Nerd raged over
There
the
you
debacle
go.
that was the Mass Effect 3 ending. Well,
Did anyone download it?
yes.
Did everyone play it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not
Much better.
Yes. Well, I read them.
I read them too.
This is the way it should have ended in the first place. I don't care. I'll accept one. I will say that for.
Gotcha.
This one?
Yes. The new one that they threw in there just to piss people off. Yeah.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
That was a nice slap to the face. They couldn't get out of it without cockslapping somebody.
Oh, I know, but still it was. So, for the original 3 endings, because yes, as I just mentioned, there are 4 now. For the original 3, they expanded on plot points. You now find out why the Normandy was somehow in a Mass Effect jump.
They were leaving.
When they crashed. You also got to see the aftermath of your choices. So you got to see what happened on Chachanka. You got to see what happened on the Turian homeworld. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Starts with a V, right? No,
Oh,
P.
Veros?
Veros?
I think so.
It might be that.
You know, you depending on which one you got to see what happened with the Quarians and the Geth. So, I mean, that was all stuff that should have been there in the first place. And also, too, you also get to see a cutscene on the Normandy that explained what may or may not have happened to Shepard.
Yeah, they do a few things depending on which ending you choose.
Yes, that was very touching, very good. That is the way it should have went down in the first place. I can now say Mass Effect 3 is finally at that bar where I thought it was going to be.
I still think they fail.
I gotta agree with you because it should have just been that way to begin with.
Yes,
Yeah,
if they would have did
I
this in
still
the first place,
I still
even
believe
with
the failed.
even with the 3 endings, or with the 3 endings, and kind of leaning you one way or the other depending on how high your military strength is and all that.
Yeah, which they reduced, which is
Yeah.
a godsend.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you don't have to play the multiplayer anymore.
Yes.
Thank
With all. Yes, that was one of my major gripes when it first came out.
Yeah.
Get your multiplayer out of my single player. Yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had that afterthought, but no.
Yeah.
So it's like with that, this is the way it should have been in the first place. That's why I'm saying now I can finally put it there. Will it also come into play when we have that little discussion come December?
Yes.
Probably. But that also brings.
Believe me, I'm retconning so many things you're gonna say.
But it also comes down to, when it comes down to that discussion, where do we put it? Do we put the original version, or do we put the version we reviewed the first place, or do we put the extended cut? But that's a conversation for a different day. We won't go down that road right now. The second of the 3 things I want to bring up is that like I said, they added a 4th ending. The 4th ending is very short. It's complete and utter BS.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I watched that.
This is take scrap and put it together and shut the hell up.
Yeah. This is, you made us do this, so therefore this is our
what we're gonna
response
give
to
you.
you. Yeah. I'm not spoiling anything. You just have to
Deal with
play it to believe it. But I will say this: I did find it funny though that they couldn't get Buzz Aldrin to come back to do the voiceover for that. So you have Buzz for the first 3,
And then the last one, nope.
and then the last one is this generic chick voice that's talking to the little kid on the moon planet. And then last but certainly not least, we've kind of found out that Mass Effect 3 DLC pack Leviathan is on its way. Leviathan, yep. Yeah, same thing.
Not even close.
Shut up. Single player DLC, where you're going to a mining colony to save a doctor, but some are actually speculating that because of one of the achievements, that you'll actually get a Reaper to join your party because he's gone rogue from the collective.
Well, that's not a whole lot of... What? I don't think so.
There's a very weird thing to it. And
But
Because
I wouldn't be surprised by that, because when you also think about it, when you look at
Well, what
the
Reaper would
Rachni
you get?
Queen...
Huh?
What Reaper would you get?
We don't know. It's
Because-
just some Reaper that's... You know, they say it was a billion-year-old artifact thing that they found, and then one day suddenly left.
I'm guessing if it's anything, it's going to be one of the big Reapers, but you can actually convince it to be part of
the team,
part of the war asset. It won't actually be like a party member that you can go on missions with, like the
Rachni.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they just you were like, save us, and they were like,
Yeah,
all right, we'll build your
and
thing.
then it'll help build the Crucible and stuff like that, which I'm guessing is what's going to
I'm wondering if everyone's just overshadowing, and maybe it's going to be the Phoenix. I don't know what the achievement is. I don't know what it said, but that would make sense to me.
It might be.
Because they already introduced a new race to multiplayer, why not have it be someone you could join your party? Because the Reapers are all, like, mutated forms of other races.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Yeah, but like I said though, when you look at the Geth, when you look at with the Rachni, how they broke away from the Reaper collective and they became their own, independent, own intelligence. What's to say that this couldn't be the same situation?
But though you said Geth and the Rachni?
Yeah, well,
Geth and
those were already races though. Like
prior to
and all the enemies you fought in Mass Effect 3 though
everything that was a Reaper was a race beforehand,
except the Reapers themselves.
Yeah. So, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, obviously we'll have to wait and see, but I like I said, if I'm to make an educated guess, I'm gonna say it's because or it'll be.
So this is pre-ending.
Yes.
DLC.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like that.
Well,
I'm never a fan of
technically,
that. No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I know. I'm not saying another word, except that this brings gaming news to a close for this week. So make sure you please stay with us as we have movie news to cover. We have comic book news to cover. And of course, we'll have that wonderful review on The Amazing Spider-Man, the video game based on the movie. So please stay with us as we will be right back.